Next topic is main sub-elements of reinforcement learning system. We have already seen the elements of reinforcement learning. Now let's see what are all the sub-elements of reinforcement learning system. So we all know that apart from the elements, the sub-elements also contributes in an reinforced learning system. So the first one is the policy. So what is meant by this policy? We know that a policy, it defines a learning agent the way of behaving at a given time, means how the agent is going to behave at a particular time. Roughly speaking, a policy, it is nothing but mapping from the perceived state of an environment to the actions in order to be taken in those states. It corresponds to what is psychologically could be a set of stimuli responses. Now, what is meant by this stimuli responses? Stimuli responses, it is nothing but, suppose if I give an example, if you go and touch an hot vessel, so what your response could be? Immediately you are going to take back, right? So correspondingly, the policy, it is mainly based on a stimuli responses, means how your agent is going to react it, how the agent is going to react it and changes its states in an environmental condition. So that is known as a policy. So understand, a policy, it is nothing but it is going to map from perceived states of an environment to actions to be taken in those states. So what are the actions you are going to take in the particular state? So it corresponds to a psychologically stimuli responses rules. So in some cases, the policy may be a simple function, or it can be in the form of a lookup tables. So if I consider an extensive computation, then it performs the search process. So the policy, it is one of the core element in an reinforcement learning agent, in the sense that it alone is sufficient to determine the behavior of the it is alone sufficient in order to determine the behavior of an agent. In general, we say that the policy, it is going to, or the control policy, it is going to decide the target function. So what is a target function? So this complete thing, it is called, that is a pi, it is called as an control policy. So this is a control policy. So pi is known as a target function, S is a state, and E is an action. So depending upon how the states are going to change and perform the particular action, based on that you're going to get the target function, and this is called as a control policy. So understand, so what is a control policy is, the control policy, it is nothing but it indicates the behavior of an agent at a particular time or a particular state, means how your agent is responding. Suppose if I consider an autonomous car, so how my agent, that is my car, is changing its state from one state to the other state, that is from stop state to the moving state, how it is performing the action depending upon the changes in an environment, it is mainly based on what? It is mainly based on control policy. Means my car, that is an autonomous car, it should know, right? Whenever the red signal comes, it should stop, it should know that. So that is nothing but a control policy. So understand, the control policy, it is nothing but it is an learning the behavior of an agent at a given time. It is nothing but a mapping from a perceived states of an environment and an action. So in psychological terms, we say that it is nothing but a stimuli responses. So it is in the form of a simple function, or it may be in the form of a lookup tables, or when there is an extensive computation, depending upon the application, it can be a search process. So as a whole, or in general, I say that a control policy or a policy, it is a core of a reinforcement learning, and it decides the behavior of an agent. Means here this complete thing, it is called as a control policy, where pi is a target function. So how we are going to get the final target function based upon the state and changes in the state in order to perform the particular action of an environment. So this is called as a control policy, and this is the first sub-element. Next, I told already we have 4 sub-elements. First one is a policy, next is a reward function, next is a value function, and next is a model of the environment. So we have completed the first one, that is a policy. Now let's see the next one, that is a reward function. Okay, so this is a reward function. So we all know that what is a reward. I told there is a two types of a reward, correct? One is a positive reward and the other is a negative reward. If you get a positive reward, then it is called, or it is denoted by reward, and if you get a negative reward, then it is called as a penalty or the punishment. So a reward function, it defines the goal in an reinforcement learning problem. Roughly speaking, it maps each perceived state or nothing but a state action pair of the environment to a single number. That is, a reward, it defines the whether what is a state action pair it is going to indicate, and it is in the form of a single number. It is in the kind of a single number. So understand, a reward is what? A reward, it is nothing but a goal of a reinforcement learning. Means, suppose if I consider an autonomous car, so whether it has reached the destination, whether it has stopped, whether it is still moving when it has to stop, so that is a goal of a reinforcement learning, right? So a reward function, it defines the goal in a reinforcement learning problem. So roughly speaking, it maps each of the perceived state, that is nothing but a state action pair of the environment, to a single number, correct? Plus 100 means you have reached your destination, minus 100 you have not reached your destination, plus 100 the game is won, minus 100 the game is not won, correct? So that is a single number, right? 100 is a single number. So that is the meaning of that sentence. A reinforcement learning agent, the sole objective or the main objective here, it is to maximize the total reward it receives in the long run. The reward function, it defines what are good and what are bad events for the agent. In a biological system, it would not be inappropriate to identify reward with pleasure and pain. So understand, in a biological terms, I'll say that it is in the form of a pleasure if it is a reward, and if it is a pain, it is a penalty or the punishment. So this is about a reward. So now in a reward, the reward is going to follow the control policy. Now you want to get a best reward. So best reward in the sense you want to get a positive reward. At that time, you will alter some of the policies in order to achieve the goal. Example, for you, if I give for a reward, if I consider an autonomous car, so if there is a traffic signal in an environmental condition, the car, if there is a red signal, the car has to stop there, but still it is moving and it creates an accident. Since it has not followed the traffic rules, at that time, what happens? At that time, there will be a penalty that is imposed. The penalty, it is a kind of a reward. So, and it forms as in the biological terms, it is in the form of a pleasure and a pain. So since it forms an accident, it causes the pain. So as simple, I tell, a reward, it is nothing but a goal in a reinforcement learning problem, and it is in the form of a state action pair, that is yes, a pair, and it will be in the form of a number, that is a plus 100 or minus 100 in the form of a number. So now we are going to alter certain policies in order to achieve this goal, that is called as a reward. Next, third sub element is the value function. Now what is this value function? So we know that a reward function, it indicates what is good in an immediate sense, while a value function, it specifies what is good in the long run. Understand? Reward just indicates, suppose it is plus 100, plus indicates it is a reward, and what is the value of that reward? It is 100, correct? So that is a value function. So reward function, it just indicates the immediate sense, while as a value function, it indicates the good thing for a long run, means it is represented in the form of a value. Understand? Plus 100, plus indicates that it is a positive reward, and 100 indicates that it is a value of the reward. It is the value of the reward. Now, value of a state is the total amount of reward an agent can expect to accumulate over the future starting from that particular state or the current state. I always say that there is no use of value unless you have a reward, correct? Or I told reward is of two types. One is a positive reward and the other is a negative reward. Positive reward in the sense it is a good reward, and a negative reward in the sense it is a pain or it is nothing but a punishment or a penalty. So the value, it is of no use when there is no reward, correct? So if I have a two person, they are playing a game, and if a one person gets a plus 100 points and the other person gets plus 200 points, who has got the better reward? Plus 200 person has got the better reward. Now how you are going to decide that? Based upon the value of that reward. So that is the meaning of value function. Next is model of the environment. So model of the environment, it mimics the behavior of the environment, means how the environment is working, and all are interrelated. The environment, agent, state, reward, action, all these are interconnected. So if I consider an example of bike, that is an autonomous car or an autonomous bike, if I take, if a state and an action is given, then you can predict what is the result in the next state and what is its reward. So you can predict, right? Suppose if I give an example that my autonomous car, it is in a stop state, and in my environment, since my environment is mimicking the behavior, correct? Model of the environment, it always mimics the behavior. So in my model, I'll say that there is a green color traffic signal appears. Now what the car will do, my car will do, it changes its action from stop state to the moving state. Means my car starts moving. It was in a stop state and it has started to move. Now what is my reward? Can I predict my reward? Can I predict my next state? Yes. I'll say my next state is my car is moving. What was my previous state? My previous state was car was in my stop condition. What is my reward? My reward is positive reward. So if I have a state and an action, can I predict my next state or can I predict my next reward? Yes, surely I can predict my next reward. So this is this I told by considering an example of autonomous car. So the model, it is always used for planning or deciding before it is experienced. So model, it is always, we all know that what a model does, it is nothing but a planning. So what is my state? What is my environment? So based on my environment, my state changes. Based on my environment, my action changes, correct? So that is depicted in this diagram. So you can see here that, so this is an environment, this is an agent. Now based upon the environmental changes, my state changes, means my agent changes my state based upon the changes in the environment. Correspondingly, I'll get a reward, and correspondingly the action, it has been performed in an environment. So example, the same thing you can give of an autonomous car. So in an autonomous car, the environmental condition is the traffic signal. So in a traffic signal, suppose the current state is in a traffic signal, the current state is car is in a stop state, means the traffic signal, it is in a red color, and when the green color appears, the agent changes its state depending upon what environment. So that's why it is written like this. And what about the reward from an environment? Suppose it is correct. Suppose if the car is moving, then it gives a positive reward. Suppose if it is not going, it gives the negative reward. Now what is an agent? Agent, based upon the state, it is going to perform the action in an environment. So this is written in the form of a formula here. S naught, it is a series. Since it is an iterative process or it is a continuous process, it is written like this. That is S naught, it is a state, A naught is an action, R naught is the reward. This was a previous, current, future. So S1, A1, R1, S2, A2, R2. And this process continues until you reach the final goal or the final target or the final destination. So what is that? So goal here, it learned to choose the action that maximizes the reward. So always what our agenda should be, here in a reinforcement learning, the agenda should be, it is to increase the reward. Means I must increase the value of the reward. In the sense, see, I told an example of game. So person who wins with a plus 100 points and a person wins with a plus 200 points. So plus 200 points person is more, he has won with more points than compared to 100 points, correct? So the same way here, what is our agenda? To maximize the reward. So it is written by a formula, that is R0. R0 is a reward plus gamma R1, gamma square R2. So gamma is what? Gamma is called as a discount factor, and how it lies? It lies in the value 0 to 1. Now what we say that if the discount factor is 0, then it is called as a current reward, and if the discount factor is 1, it is about the future reward, and if the discount factor it is in between 0 to 1, then it is a learning rate. Understand? Discount factor is the main thing that adds or helps in increasing the reward. Now it lies between 0 to 1. So if it is a 0, then it is a current reward. So whatever it is, plus 100, plus 99, current reward. If the discount factor is 1, that is a future reward, means I want to increase my goal or increase my reward from plus 100 to 200, plus 200. So at that time, my gamma, it will be in the form of 1. And since I am still in a learning process, means my gamma value will be in between 0 to 1. So this is about discount factors, and all these are called as an episodes, or it is called as an trial. So understand? So this is one trial, this is second trial, third trial. So here these are called as a episodes or a trial, which is nothing but a sequence of an actions that is being performed by an agent in an environment from start state to the end state, that is a terminal state. I hope you understood about the sub-elements of an reinforcement learning. So let's quickly revise. What are the sub-elements of a reinforcement learning? First is a policy. What a policy does, it indicates the behavior of a learning system, how it should act, all these things it is given here. Next is a reward function. So what is a reward? So it is a positive or it is a negative. Now always you try to improve your reward based on what? Based upon a single number. What is it called as? It is called as a value function. So always you try to increase your value of the reward. Now next you have a model of the environment, and next it is depicted in the form of a diagram. What is your main agenda? These are called as an episode, and it is keep on continuous until you reach your goal or the target concept. Now how to maximize your reward? It is through this formula. Now what is this gamma called as? It is called as a discount factor. It lies between 0 to 1. So it is a 10 marks topic, and this diagram, it is damn important, and it is a confirmed question. What are the elements and what are the sub-elements of reinforcement learning? So if I ask the question, what are the elements and sub-elements of reinforcement learning, you must start here. Elements are these, and sub-elements are these things. So it carries for 10 marks.